Hey Milkweed Nation. On this video, we're going to take a look at 3 different plants and we're going to ask the question, is this milkweed or not? There's a very common statement that people make that this is a milkweed if it has white sap. And that's a very simple way of saying that it is a plant with white sap. But those of us that grow milkweed plants for monarch butterflies, queen butterflies, soldiers, milkweed butterflies, we take the definition of milkweed plant to be a host plant for those milkweed butterflies. So saying that it has white sap and that it's a milkweed isn't entirely accurate. So is it milkweed or not? We're going to take a look at 3 plants. But first, I'm going to give you a cautionary statement about handling the sap of milkweed plants. All right, before I go too far into this video, I'm going to be talking about handling milkweed and other plants, the sap of those plants. And you need to use real caution about getting the sap in your eyes, touching your hands to your eyes. Even after you wash your hands, the sap can still enter your eye and become hydrated, and then all the chemicals from the sap goes into your eye. It's almost easier to give you a list of things that you can put in your eye, like contacts with a prescription, eye drops. Literally nothing else should go in your eye. However, the risk of putting anything in your eye, like sap from plants, is very high when you handle it because people have a tendency to rub their eyes, especially you have something on your fingers or something gets in your eye, your hand goes straight to your face, and this sap gets in your eye, it's going to cause severe problems. So anytime you're handling plants, and especially when you're handling milkweed plants or any plant with milky sap or literally any sap, keep it out of your eyes. Wash your hands, wear gloves, do everything you can to protect yourself. And if something were to happen, see a doctor. Now that we've gotten that information behind us, let's play the game, is it milkweed or not? All right, here's our first plant. And we have a plant that has irregularly shaped, jagged leaves. I'm going to go ahead and break the stem. Take a look at the sap here. And I do see milky sap. Is it a milkweed? Yes or no? Here is our second plant. This one's growing fairly tall. If you see the leaves here, we have smooth edges on the leaves. We have opposed leaves. And if we break it off, we have white sap. Is it a milkweed or is it not a milkweed? Sorry about the birds in the background. Here's our third plant. We have a very tall stem. We have smooth edges on the leaves, little bud forming at the top. And this is the same species right here. This one's small, so I'm going to break this one off. And we are getting white sap. Is it a milkweed or not? All right, so I hope you've had time to review those 3 plants. The first one had the really rough textured leaves, white sap, hollow stem. And the second one had smooth leaves, pretty tall plant, and it had white sap and solid stem. And then the third one had smooth leaves, had I didn't tear into the stem, but it has a hollow stem and of course white sap. So 3 plants with white sap. And so plant 1, plant 2, and plant 3, go ahead and lock in your results, whether it is a milkweed or not. And when I'm talking about plant being a milkweed, I'm basically saying, is it going to be a suitable host plant for milkweed butterfly, like a monarch, queen butterfly, soldier butterfly? And so if you've got those results locked in, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answers right now. Plant number 1 is wild lettuce. So that is not a milkweed. Plant number 2 is called Indian hemp. And a lot of people call it dogbane. That's also accurate. in the dogbane family, which is actually the same family that milkweed's in. And then plant number three is showy milkweed. And that's the only true milkweed. So plant number three is a yes, plant number two is a no, plant number one is a no. White sap is not going to be your answer to milkweed. Thanks for playing.